Home again. I like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 121. My name is Matthew Keel. Alongside me is Corey Deering. How are you, sir?
You know what, Matt? When I woke up today, I felt a little dangerous. Yeah. Guess what? It's Victory Monday in Cleveland. And you know what? It doesn't matter if this goes up a week late because next week's the bye week and the last game the Browns played will still be a win. And so it'll still be Victory Monday.
Yeah, you know what? I enjoy this.
Yeah. By the way, Cleveland Browns fans will know that that's what Baker Mayfield said in the press conference yesterday after they won. So,
the massive.
What are you drinking, man? What you got there?
Schafferhofer. I don't know. It's a grapefruit. It's a grapefruit beer that my wife's family turned me on to.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Huh.
My second one of the evening. It's about to be a party.
I am drinking a Monster Juice Mango Loco because I just woke up.
Water. High quality H2O.
Man, out of the three of us, I'm the only one that's drinking. Man.
Yes, and that third voice, because I haven't had a chance to introduce him yet, is Moose. How are you, sir? Happy birthday to your spouse.
I will let her know you said that.
Cool.
It was a good birthday. I'm doing fine. I am not drinking because I had a huge beer at dinner, and I'm like, probably don't need to drink any more than that. But water, I'm trying to increase my water intake. That's not also inside beer. So just water, not I'm drinking water. No, that's a beer. There's a difference.
Well, it'll balance out the dehydrant that is alcohol, and that way, if you take an aspirin before you go to sleep, it won't just sit in your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Word.
Well, anyway, I'm already screwing up housekeeping notes because Corey, you can find him at Corey and HD on every social media platform. I am Infinite_Rewind, and Moose is at Svhenn. Basically everywhere. Corey has an outlier in PlayStation where he's still Rogue Spartan 4.
It's a good name. Might change it back on Xbox. It's a good name.
It is a good name.
I like it. I like it, man.
I always
at least you can change it on Xbox.
You know why I made it Rogue Spartan 4 in the first place is because when I was playing
last week, you said it was your basketball number, right?
The 4 is from my basketball number, but I was Rogue Spartan because in Halo 2 you could have more than two teams play each other at the same time, and I would always try to be on a team by myself, and that's the name I landed on.
Look at you! You didn't like that teamwork. He's not a team player.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, not a team player.
Teams, do it by myself.
All on my own.
Gosh, how boring would that be if I was the only host of this podcast? It was just me. It was literally nobody else. It would just suck.
It'd probably never derail.
I also don't have any listeners.
But our derailments are the joys. They're the little nuggets and gems. I'm going to start with what we're playing this week, just because I want to start.
I played Tetris Effect.
Yeah, I like it.
Tetris Effect is the best Tetris.
Ooh,
those are
shots fired.
Those are fighting words.
I've not wanted to play a Tetris more than I've wanted to play this Tetris.
I don't know. Tetris Sphere on Nintendo 64 was amazing.
I mean, you can have that opinion.
You tried to play Tetris in a ball.
I liked it at the time. I'm glad I grew out of it, but Tetris Effect is really good.
Have you tried to play Tetris on a ball before? It's really bad. Do not play Tetris Sphere on the N64.
I won't.
I mean, who wants to play Nintendo 64? But no, Tetris Effect, like for what it is probably the best music visualizer in the history of music visualizers. Also, the way it incorporates music is really awesome. The new mechanic of getting in the zone is really sweet. And it's the first Tetris that I can remember, apart from NES Tetris, where as things start to get like more hectic and more frantic, I find myself calming down rather than getting stressed out. I fired on Friday morning after I got home from work after my Spelunky stream, and I lost 3 hours. And I didn't want to play Red Dead anymore. Like I was like, I want to do this. And then, and then last night I said, oh, there's the Spider-Man New Game Plus. Okay, I'll do that instead. But no, Tetris Effect is really, really, really good. My one problem with it is I feel like $40 is a bit extreme for what you have access to right away. And as far as I know, there's no multiplayer. But you don't have access to all the game modes. You do have to unlock stuff as you progress through the story mode, and the story mode's really good. And it is that $40 is a little much, but on the other side of that, like it's basically playing it on PS4 has made me say I want to play this in VR.
Nice.
And
okay. What is this game enough to make you want to purchase a PSVR?
This was actually and Res Infinite were what made me want to purchase PSVR.
Yeah.
But Res Infinite is done by director of Tetris Effect is not the director of Res Infinite, but the director of Res Infinite had input into Tetris Effect, and he also did Luminous. Yep. So when you play Tetris Effect, you're like, oh, of course this guy did Luminous, of course this guy did Res Infinite. Like they're not all the same game, but like the vibe is very much a stamp of Tetsuya Mizoguchi. And I remember when Moose and I went to upstate New York for Extra Life, when I sat down and played Eve Valkyrie on PSVR, that was sort of the moment that said, okay, there's something to this. But when this was before Res Infinite was even announced, I think. At least I don't remember it being announced at that time. But when I found that out, I'm like, okay, that would be something I'd play in VR. And then when this was announced, I was like, okay, like now I have to seriously look at this. And then From Software announced Deracine, and then Astrobot came out. Super Hot got VR. Like there's enough.
Yeah, there's enough out there.
There's enough pulling me towards VR that like if
Moss looks cool too.
Yeah. If I can get a good Black Friday deal, I will pull the trigger.
Like $200.
Do you see what it is? $200.
Yeah, but can you order that online now? I mean, because apparently I have to wait till. And it's gonna.
I think if you have a Best Buy, like not the Gamers Club thing, but if you are like part of Best Buy My Rewards or whatever, you can start doing your Black Friday shopping now.
Well, I might have to sign up.
Nice,
but it only requires an email address.
You know what I think would be the most interesting is Wipeout, because I'd play Wipeout. Oh
my gosh, dude! And
I'm like that in VR would be freaking insane.
Mm-hmm.
That would be insane because I feel like Wipeout, it moves so fast. Like it's a really fast racer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't, and like there was a game that came out a couple of years ago called Thumper.
Yeah.
That I guess has a lot in common with Wipeout and F-Zero, and like I would try that. I haven't seen it, so I'm just going by what I've heard. But yeah, no,
it's a horror game.
It's a rhythm game too.
Yeah, horror rhythm game, which I was like, what?
Yeah,
and I was like, this intrigues me.
And then I also listen to the Last Life podcast pretty regularly, and Kenny was Kenny was talking about Beat Saber, and I just saw that they announced that. I'm like, okay,
that's coming.
All right, you know that it is becoming a thing that I wanna play. And when I went home for when my grandmother fell ill, my uncle has an Oculus like set up. I wasn't able to go over and play it, but like the entire family was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, they're like, you do video games, don't you, Matt? I'm like, yeah, I do. They're like, well, have you done the Oculus thing? I'm like, I haven't done Oculus. I've done PSVR, and I do like it. I haven't seen enough of it, but there are things coming out now that have me interested. Just checking in with the chat. Jason Marshall's in there, and he says he needs this sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say he needed my Believe in Baker shirt since the Giants are losing to the 49ers right now. And their backup quarterback.
Yes.
I don't really want to. I try not to
go 49ers.
I try not to start shit with their viewers.
Go
Browns.
Although
I've always had a soft spot for the 49ers. I will say that.
It's all right. You want to hear a fun fact? The Browns have won more games this season than they have in the last 4 seasons. So it's just throwing that out there.
Progress.
What are they at now? 4 and 5?
We're at 3-1. Yeah. I'm just saying, we stomped the Atlanta Falcons. Stomped them.
What was the score?
28-12.
Awesome.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Stomp Matt Ryan in his face. Even though he still threw for 330 yards and a touchdown. But still.
Couldn't pull out the win, man. Couldn't get it out there.
Cool. So
hey,
Tetris.
You know what counts? Points. You know who threw 3 touchdowns and had almost a near perfect quarterback rating? Baker Mayfield. Woo!
Yeah.
I love that the hype is real with you, Corey. I really do.
It's always real with me, Matt.
You should, but like honestly, you paid $40 for Puyo Puyo Tetris and you don't even play half that game. You should play. You should pay $40 for this Tetris.
No, you know what? Puyo Puyo Tetris demo is free, and you can play all the Tetris you want for free.
Right, but I'm just saying you should pay $40 for Tetris Effect. That's all I'm saying.
You are correct.
Like
I get paid on Friday.
I've been like super active.
We're doing a double giveaway on Nintendo Power Block, so it's like been a really expensive month for me.
That's fair. I'm just saying. But like this game kind of inserted itself already into my game of the year situation where I'm not ready to deal with it. Like I was kind of set with what I had, then this showed up. Like, man, why? Also, I played the New Game Plus and Spider-Man. Finished that last night. It's all right. It's a good time. It was good to get that story all in one chunk. And then I did all right in Spelunky before Moose watched me die. Very sillily. In a very silly manner.
Okay.
That's I'll say that better.
Reba shot you, didn't she?
No, we weren't playing co-op today.
Oh.
But no, I was on my way to hell. And I was like trying to lure Olmec down. And then I got to where there was no ground left, and I was using my jetpack, and I forgot to use the rope. Every time
you say Olmec, I imagine you running with the Spelunky guy through the Legends of the Hidden Temple challenges.
Well, that's where he's from.
I know, but it's still funny. Makes me laugh. Damn it.
God. Moose, what do you play? What are you playing?
A little bit of a thing we like to call Bloodborne. But we'll move past that.
We like to call it that, yes.
I've been playing Borderlands 2. So we fired that up, and Sunday night, might have been Sunday night, we recorded, or Saturday night. It was Saturday night or Sunday night, we recorded an episode for Nerds Gone Platinum. Jason is doing a walkthrough of Borderlands 2 because he knows it about as much as I know Bloodborne.
Just in time for that VR version. Yeah,
so he's doing the walkthrough. So me, him, and Jeff made new characters. Jason's rolling out as a commando. I'm rolling out as a siren, and Jeff picked Zero. And so we ran through we got to Pandora, and then I think we called it quits. Because I mean that's a pretty big chunk of the game right there. Like an hour or so. So we were playing it. So now I'm picking up on my commando character, who's my main, and I'm trying to get the trophy to complete all side quests. Because that game and the pre-sequel will be on our challenge next year to co-op together. We're going to have a co-op platinum challenge to work together, and we're going to start recording more and putting more videos out there of the three of us playing together. But so I'm trying to polish off all of his quests before starting the DLC and then moving into Vault Hunter mode, which is the basically New Game Plus. Been playing that. I don't think maybe a little bit of Red Dead. Played a little bit of Red Dead. I really think that's it. I haven't really touched anything else that I can think of. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I do want to try Tetris Effect, so I should probably do that sometime this week. Because you were mentioning how awesome it was, and I'm like, I want to try it. So I just need to sit down, throw on the headphones, and just play it. Sound pumping right into my ears.
Yeah, that's how I would recommend it. Actually, I did say on Twitter that Tetris Effect is the best acid trip I've had since actually doing acid. The developer retweeted it. I felt cool for a second.
Nice.
Oh,
except now the world.
You're cooler than just for a second.
Well, see now, full disclosure, I just recently got back to tweeting the stuff that's not on my Instagram.
Yeah, which I'm liking because I'm on there and I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to feed.
Thanks for following me on Twitter, man.
Yeah, and then I guess I got some shit from this asshole.
Well, you weren't following me either.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, I'm not following. When did this? How did this not happen?
Well, because you were feeding your Twitter feed.
It's like
your
that,
Instagram.
It's like that time a year and a half into doing this podcast, you finally subscribed to our YouTube page.
Yeah, that was
Now, see, he wasn't gonna fluff the numbers. He wanted us to get that true.
Oh, 50. I'm fluffing all the numbers, man. I'll go create more YouTube accounts. I don't care.
That's
we really only have 3 subscribers, just us 3.
Making 1,000 different accounts.
I have a file on my phone that has 100 different emails and passwords.
Nice.
But yeah,
I barely have time to run my own YouTube account. Let alone try to make 75 more.
But yeah, so I'm just back to tweeting regularly, I guess. I mean, it's been 5 years since I did that with any regularity.
It's probably fine. But Twitter's not really the greatest space.
Well, see, it's funny. When I log back in on one of my shifts at work, because at 3 a.m. At any day during the week, there's nothing going on at work. So I'm just sort of looking. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like, oh, look at Twitter, and I realized I followed a ton of people that I just didn't need to follow anymore. So I parsed down my following list, and then I started figuring out who I should follow, and went after them. And then I'm like, okay, I already like Twitter better now, and yeah.
I kind of cut out all the people that were not really toxic is the wrong word, but just I don't need to follow this person. This seems kind of don't need this,
Well, it was more for me. It's a lot of my feed was out of date in a weird way. It was a lot of it was a lot of soccer stuff that I don't pay attention to anymore. Like I don't pay attention to in a meaningful way to get anything out of what I was getting. But I'll say it. I've been all right with Twitter lately, which is real weird.
It's not bad. I like getting back into it. It's cool.
Corey, what have
you been playing?
Well, I played a little bit of that Diablo 3 on that Nintendo Switch. You know,
nice.
How is that Diablo 3 on that Nintendo Switch?
Well, let me tell you, if you want to watch me suck real bad at Diablo 3, you can watch the quick look on Nintendo Power Block or on our website. But in all seriousness, it's Diablo 3. I don't know what people were expecting, but I mean it's good. Even though I've never really played Diablo before, and it's one of those games where I'm kind of like, why have I never played this game before? Because it's fun.
Yeah. Wait till you get to. You are a wizard?
I'm a wizard. Yes.
Okay.
A female wizard, and all the armor I pick up is literally just like a towel that covers.
Yep, that covers your boobs.
Places.
That's basically it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it's fun because she's got a whole bunch of ranged attacks and a little goblin guy that runs around and picks up my treasure, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
cool.
You got? Did you get a ring with a goblin attached to it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
and,
are.
But I can make the goblin look like a chicken from Zelda, so the chicken can go.
Yes. Okay.
and the Eternal Collection also comes with a download code for Mercy Wings from Overwatch, so I'm wearing those as well.
Nice.
So
yeah, they have those are nice on the PS4 version. I have them, the Mercy Wings. Those are cool.
Yeah.
I like the Demon Hunter. Just because you could have an army of little creatures and then you never get touched because you're just like, oh, there's some things that want to come at me from over there. Oh, go that way, ogres. Go take care of them.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that, and then been playing a lot of Tetris. Not Tetris Effect, just Tetris. So that's been a good time. And then what else have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 and Madden recently. So after Tomb Raider, I just needed like a weird palate cleanser. So Madden's kind of been that palate cleanser. So, and I suck at online. I was doing good, and then I suck. The thing is, I don't suck at defense. I'm great at defense. I suck at throwing the ball.
Okay.
I suck at throwing the ball. And then when I try to run the ball, they're like, haha, you can't throw the ball, so we're just going to pack everybody in the box. So there's 8 people in the box, and then I can't run the ball, and it's like, so. But I'm averaging 6.2 interceptions a game.
Jeez.
In one and a half forced fumbles, and nice. I'm only allowing 9.6 points a game, and I'm still 8-15.
Well,
so. Man, but yeah, that's kind of about it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, talked about Destiny enough on this show that
Yeah, and then Madden Online is the great leveler that kills us all.
Yeah. I've only talked about Destiny about a quarter of much as you guys talk about Bloodborne, but Bloodborne's more interesting to this audience, so I give it a pass.
Well, you also at one point had a podcast dedicated to Destiny.
I know, it was very successful until everybody that was on it quit. So,
well.
Wow.
I mean, okay. Well, then I'll indulge you a little bit. How is the Forsaken treating you?
That's fine. Whoops, I unplugged my headphones. Whoops. It's fine. I mean, campaign was okay, and I don't know. I'm playing pretty casually now because everybody I used to play Destiny with is not playing Destiny. So the only person I've really been playing with is my cousin.
Okay.
My cousin Michael. So we've been playing pretty casually because we only have like a couple hours to play a week, and he has a kid and I have a kid, so kind of
I mean,
really limits our time.
You guys just like get together, do a strike or something like that.
Yeah, and like I'm starting to realize that this is probably the way Bungie intends most of their audience to play the game. And because as you guys know, Destiny was like the only game I played for like a year and a half. Yeah. So we're running through the campaigns and stuff and trying to open up the Dreaming City, which is the new kind of second area in the Forsaken DLC. So it's a good time though. I mean, it's not like I miss the raids and stuff, but like it's still fun to jump on and shoot stuff with your friends, you know, and I'm sure Moose can attest to that in Borderlands and stuff. So
yeah,
you know, you play a game for so long, you just kind of forget what the game is supposed to be, and you just kind of do what, you know, you think you're supposed to do, and it's kind of nice jumping in just to shoot stuff and
like farming the final boss of the game, the warrior. Just in there farming for iridium and exotics to sell for money. So it's a good time.
So, I mean, we're trying to hunt down some exotics. I'm trying to get him this shotgun on Mars, which is it's like a for Destiny fans. It's based off the Warmind kind of aesthetic, which is like all kind of futuristic and squares and looks like a bunch of microchips put together, and it's a full auto shotgun, and it's like the best shotgun in the game. And so we're kind of trying to chase that down. I already have it because like the way you get it is there's this mode called Escalation Protocol in the Warmind DLC, which is basically a Gears of War horde mode, but it's 7 rounds and it's extremely difficult. Well, the way I got it, I landed on Mars. There's a bunch of people already doing the 7th stage and the boss was out. So I went and shot the boss like 3 times and picked it up. So I didn't even do it. I just walked into it. But
hashtag efficiency.
Yeah. So we haven't got that lucky yet though. So we've been starting from round 1, and it's extremely difficult with 3 people, 2 or 3 people. You really need like 10 people to jump in and do it with you, and it's extremely difficult. So especially once you get past like the 2nd tier, it's rough. When you have like 3 huge bosses coming at you at once, when you're only used to fighting 1 at a time, it's pretty difficult. So
yeah.
But it's been fun. You know, it's trying to teach him all the different things that you can do now because everything's changed, and trying to relearn everything is kind of annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, outside of that,
in my day, I remember when Destiny was new.
Yeah. Let me tell you what though. I was listening to an interesting podcast about Destiny the other day, and it was like because it came out that Activision was unpleased with the sales of Destiny 2.
Oh jeez.
And it's like, yeah, in the last 16 months, it's the number 5 selling game in the last 15 months, and it was the number 2 game of September or October behind Red Dead. So it's like, you really want to.
I mean, Red Dead came out. What did you want?
Yeah. So people bought Red Dead, and you're mad that people bought Destiny over Black Ops, but they're still not doing well. So what does that say about Black Ops 4? I mean. Yeah.
Well, I was invited to be on the Secret Friends Unite yesterday but
I was busy. Sorry, Todd.
I know.
Every time he invites me, I'm busy. He's invited me. He's literally invited me like 8 times, and I've been busy every single time.
I was also on with Ray Osorio, and apparently that was a running theme for him too. Like every time Todd invited him, he couldn't do it until yesterday. But we were talking about that, and I'm like, of course,
congratulations to Ray, by the way, on his new baby.
Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Osorio, a dad for the 4th time.
Gosh, just. If I have 4 kids, man, I'm running away.
But we were talking about that, and I was like, of course, the money men are not happy, but the creatives are, and that's just sort of the way of the world. I think that Destiny has a lot to learn in the realm of being a console MMO. I mean, I think Warframe has quietly stayed alive and vibrant for a long time, whereas Destiny has seemed to publicly just seem to flounder. I mean, it's not like an out and out failure, but it seems like they are perpetually standing on the edge of the platform, going, "Oh!"
I just think people keep trying to. They want Destiny to be something that it's not, and they try to course correct because they want to appease the fans, and then it's still not what the fans want, and they just keep course correcting instead of like staying on a path.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's what it feels like. And it sucks because, like, I actually really liked Destiny 2, you know, because, like, it's not the Destiny fan base wants it to be a game that they can just play every day and achieve something. And they've gone on record saying Destiny is not it's okay if you leave Destiny and come back, right? They don't like, that's what the game is built like. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not trying to defend Destiny, but it's just like, it's never going to be the game that people want it to be. And I think a lot of people are hoping Anthem is going to be their answer to what they want Destiny to be. And I think people are going to be disappointed, even though I'm sure Anthem is going to be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, it's just one of those things that's never going to, it's a popular game, so it's never going to please everybody. So they now have to pick a path for either their next expansion or Destiny 3 and say, hey, we're going to either appease the hardcore fans that have stuck with us since Destiny 1's launch, or we have to pick the direction that's going to cater to Activision and we'll get millions of more players in initially, and then hopefully we grab a couple people along the way, but piss off our hardcore fans. And so I don't know what you do at this point. For me, if I was Bungie, I'd be like, look, we have a huge dedicated fan base. Whatever our next expansion is, whatever Destiny 3 is, we need to cater to the hardcore fans because they're the ones that are going to be spending, you know, the money to get in, bringing their friends along for the ride, and, you know, maybe they'll buy some microtransactions along the way, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. They're in a tough spot. They're the first person to do this model, right? Like the games as a service kind of MMO thing on console, right? Like a shared world shooter experience.
Final Fantasy 14 might disagree with you.
No, I'm not talking about like a proper MMO. I'm talking about like the way Destiny does it, and the way the Division does it, and the way that Anthem, I'm assuming, does it, right? Like, okay, they've put together this world where you can jump in with your friends and shoot stuff and kind of gain progression. You know, it's never going to be WoW. It's never going to be Final Fantasy 11 or 14. You know, it's not that type of game, but just this kind of like light RPG mechanics with raids and strikes. And they're kind of like the first major console game to do something like this, you know, and they're still trying to figure it out. Whereas Ubisoft was still trying to figure it out with the Division all the way up to like 2 or 3 months ago, right? Yeah. They're still fixing that game when the new game comes out.
Well, in like 6 months. Look at Rainbow Six. It seems like they've got it figured out, just not under the banner of the Division.
Yeah, and then, you know, Fortnite and PUBG kind of came out of nowhere and became this new type of game as a service. Yeah. And now, you know, Battle Royale and Blackout Mode and Fortnite, like they found a way to keep people engaged with seasons and new cosmetic items, and you know, even Rainbow Six, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I just think Destiny's in this weird spot, and
like I don't know if they're the first, but they're definitely the first where.
Well, it's like PUBG, where like maybe they weren't the first, but they're the first that made it popular.
Well, I think I'm not even going to say that. Like, I think Destiny's the first one where we're sort of, there's a lot that's happening publicly. Like I mean, because look, WoW is the biggest MMO on the planet, but we don't hear about WoW a lot. And that's just because Blizzard targets the WoW people in the way that they do. Destiny, it seems like Destiny could take some notes from that and say, hey, just target their own players. That way, then it may not, like, let's be honest, Destiny news doesn't matter to most of the gaming press, but it matters to those players.
Yeah.
And I think that no matter what, because Bungie is Bungie, and Bungie did a bunch of big Halo games, like that's why we're hearing about it.
Yeah.
And that's why we continue to hear about it, because
I also think like it was a bad move to tie themselves to Activision. You know, like they've started their next project. We know it's called Matter, and we know it's going to be a multiplayer focused thing, right? And that's it. There's no publisher involved. There's a Chinese investor involved, but there's like no Activision, EA, Microsoft, and like nobody's looking to publish this game yet. And I really hope Bungie, because they have a huge team, right? That studio is almost 1,000 people. Right. So whatever this new project is, I hope they stay independent from a publisher and just be like, look, we made a mistake with Activision. They want to make as much money as they can. We're sacrificing our vision because they want us to cater to new players as opposed to our hardcore fan base. So I just kind of hope that they kind of learn from that and just try.
There's probably a way to do this in a way that, like, I mean, this sounds really dumb, but in a way that, like, have like Tencent be involved, just because they're a huge multinational conglomerate that buys into the video game space but doesn't really do a lot.
Yeah, but I think.
But I feel like if they were to put all of this on Tencent, Tencent's going to have some shit to say too.
Yeah, but I think China recently changed a lot of their rules, concerning how companies invest in the gaming space, especially gaming spaces that aren't free to play, which is why Tencent's market share has dropped like 10% in the last 6 months. And that caused Epic stock to go down. That costs Capcom's stock to go down because they have companies. Ubisoft's went down a little bit because they own 5% of Ubisoft. So just because of the rule changes in China. So I don't know how that's going to affect Bungie moving forward, but we'll see. I like Destiny. There's a lot of problems with Destiny. I don't know. I still have fun shooting stuff.
What if the Chinese company involved is NetEase and it ends up being Destiny Immortal?
Well, then you can take Destiny wherever you want and touch all the Guardians you want. What if Destiny 3 is just a graphic novel to appease to the Chinese and Japanese audiences?
Awesome. There we go. I'll get a platinum in it. All right, so let's move on.
What if you have to touch your Guardian?
Ew. We've got some listener questions.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh. No? Okay.
I mean, your music knowledge is just leaps and bounds beyond anybody else involved with this show, Corey.
I know. That's why I'm the music guy. Yeah. I don't know if you heard of my new podcast, Sweet Beats by CD.
Sweet Beats by Corey.
Just saying.
All right. So, NGR favorite Deshaun Malone has a question.
He does.
Yes, he does. So I wrote into Nintendo Power Block the other day.
Yeah, you did. And sponge off Todd Oxtra's question.
And parentheses, by sponging off of Todd Oxtra's question from the week before, go SFU! But I want to know what you guys think of Nintendo moving into the games as a service space with a Metroid Bounty Hunter game. Do you think it would draw people into the Nintendo ecosystem with their own Destiny division or Anthem?
I'll let you guys go first because I already answered this question, and Ed and I got in a heated argument about this 2 weeks in a row. So
I feel like Nintendo fans would hate that.
yeah, but who cares about Nintendo fans? Nintendo wants to make money.
But like I feel like but I could just I could just see veins growing out of Ed's forehead like right as I'm thinking about how to answer this.
Actually, Ed was actually quite on board. We just weren't on the same page of how they would do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Thanks for listening to our shows, Matt. Appreciate it.
You know what, Corey? You know what?
It's all right. I don't listen to our shows either. Well, I do, but I don't get. I barely listen. I just edit them and clean them up a little bit so they don't sound like garbage.
Well, I mean, how do you? Is
Moose taking a nap?
I think he is.
I am not.
Oh, okay, he's not. But I think this could be. I think if you're gonna do a Nintendo games as a service, it has to be a new IP. It can't.
I think so too.
It can't be Metroid. It can't be Mario or Link. It has to be something different because
you have to branch off.
Because
from what you already have.
If you start tackling that stuff, you have a crap ton of retconning to do, and you have to not piss off the fan base. I mean, WoW did a really cool thing in taking lore that already existed in strategy games prior to WoW and say, look, we're just going to do this universe, different game, and put it all together.
Now you're playing an MMO instead of an RTS. So.
Yeah, like I mean, but I think just all of a sudden doing a literally an MMO Prime for Metroid that's a big ask, and I don't think a lot of Nintendo fans would be on board.
I thought you were gonna say that. That's a big ass.
No, I mean it's a big ass problem, but.
I don't know. They need to leave Metroid alone. Don't mess with. Just leave your staples alone and try it with something else.
But Metroid isn't a staple. It's only a staple to us because we're Nintendo fans.
Yeah,
Metroid does not sell. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah. Like the people saying Metroid is like one of the best games ever. I bet you they've probably only played like 3 Metroid games. They've probably played the first Metroid. They've probably played Super Metroid, and they probably played one of the Metroid Prime games. And
which not the first one if you have NES Classics, right?
Yeah,
wasn't that last week? I think
it's it launched on Thursday. I want to say.
Yeah, I want to say Thursday too. Okay, yeah.
Which, by the way, the original Metroid, as much as I love that game, is not a good game.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo. That's where you're wrong. It's difficult as fuck. It has not aged well, but it's a good game.
Well, I mean, it's good for the time, but I'm saying it just has not aged well. It was rough going back.
Oh yeah, I remember going back to it.
Oh, your mother likes it, Trebek.
I went back to it on Wii U, and I was like, "Yeah, this is difficult." But yeah, I think if Nintendo's going to do that, they need to do a new IP. It needs to be a new thing from the ground up. I mean, or maybe do a Kingdom Hearts thing where it's like just Nintendo Land, the MMO.
Yeah, I mean that could be cool. Or they could, like Mario Kart as a game as a service. You know what I mean? Get a track every so often, get a new character every so often. I think that could be a way for them to go. But I like definitely agree with your point where it should be something where it's not what we've already seen by them. Not a Mario, not like a Zelda, Legend of Zelda. It should be something different, new IP. Which I mean, I'm sure they can come up with something. They're always. I mean, as much shit as I give Nintendo for them being quote unquote Nintendo, they do have some very innovative games. They have some really cool IPs, so they could do it. It's just they just have to execute.
You know, I know how you do it. I know exactly how you do it. You Kingdom Hearts the shit out of the Nintendo universe. Instead of it being about Mario or Link or Samus, you have this new avatar that the user creates in whatever art style they want to use. And then you just go through the different worlds. Mm-hmm. Oh, this world it's trouble in Kirby World, so we got to go to Kirby World where everything sucks.
Kirby World.
Like, the Pikmins are having a problem in this new piece of content, so we got to go throw some Pikmins at people.
Yeah.
Lamar got angry, and we don't know why. I mean, hell, that would be a way to bring Earthbound back into some relevance, rather than everyone beating their freaking chests about like, Earthbound's one of the greatest RPGs ever. No, it's not.
No, it's over. It's overrated.
It's not.
But I feel like
overrated.
I feel like that's how you do it. In fact, you want to know what game did Earthbound better than Earthbound? I'll tell you. South Park: Stick of Truth did it better than Earthbound.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
Yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. South Park: Stick of Truth is better than Earthbound, and it does the Earthbound thing. But I feel like we've answered this question, Deshaun. So
I didn't get the answer yet. Thanks, Matt.
You didn't? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I
he just doesn't love you, man.
I know. He skips me all the time.
He does. He's like,
you got to answer? Fuck you. See this?
I mean, fair.
He probably paints little smiley faces on his middle fingers, so when he goes to flick me off, it's like smiling at me.
He should. I don't know why he didn't.
Usually I do. I don't tonight.
Well,
Corey, how does Nintendo MMOify their properties?
Well, for people who they already tried to do a Destiny-like Metroid game called Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS. And
they tried it on 3DS. So
nobody liked it. I thought it was okay, but it was on the wrong platform.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
That game should have been on, at the time, the Wii U, right, with proper sticks and buttons and whatever. But I thought the ideas were there, and the fact I think what hurt that game more than the game itself is that it came out before Metroid Prime 4 or any type of Metroid announcement, right? But what is this? Go away.
Well, it was also announced like the year after Reggie was seen at wearing that stupid Metroid pen.
Yeah, but I mean,
we really love Metroid.
People wanted a Metroid game, a 2D Metroid game, they wanted something Metroid that was a solo experience starring Samus, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that really hurt Metroid Prime Federation Force. But I think now that we got Samus Returns, we're getting Metroid Prime 4, we've got Metroid on the NES thing and the Super Metroid on this classic SNES mini thing. Like, there's enough Metroid to go around where I think Nintendo could try Federation Force again. Because they had good ideas, right? Like, it was more of a Borderlands style game than a Destiny style game, but it was still like 4 bounty hunters go out on these to collect armor or, currency to upgrade their armor and, find did different things and new weapons and stuff. Like, it was a cool idea, right? And you were given missions from Samus and the military, and like it really expanded on the lore of Metroid. So like, I wouldn't mind seeing them do that again, as long as the ideas were way more fleshed out and like they made it clear that it was like a spin-off game and not a proper Metroid game, which I think that message is clearly sent now that Metroid Prime 4 is coming. But I think if Nintendo took a little bit more time and found a developer that could do it right this time and not the weird art style they put it in, I think if they did it in a proper Metroid Prime art style with, online chat and functionality and play with your friends, find cool weapons and upgrades, like I think that could be really cool. And they could just like, hey, here's an expansion pass for $19.99. We're going to add a new planet with new missions and stuff every couple months, So
it seems like it would be a good idea, but Nintendo would mismessage the hell out of it.
I mean, they did the first time. They put a multiplayer only game on 3DS. So that was their first miss. There's also a rumor that that Retro could be doing something like this within a new IP, which could also be really cool.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I think Nintendo sees what Fortnite's doing, and I think they see what Destiny and Anthem are. Furukawa, their current president, came out and said, "Look, we're not going to be getting these types of games from third parties, right? Because they're just too big to work on the Switch." He's very blunt. It was very weird and kind of refreshing to see a Nintendo employee say, "We're not getting Destiny," or we barely got Fortnite on the system. It's like these games just don't run on the system, and that's fine. And our partners do a great job putting Doom and Wolfenstein and Diablo on Switch, but it was a lot of work that I'm sure they don't ever want to do again, even though they are coming. We just can't have these games, and if we want these types of games, we're gonna have to do them ourselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're open to it, but we'll see where they put their resources.
But I think I think that to dovetail on that statement, they kind of have to look at their next generation a bit more seriously than they've ever looked at any of their generations before.
I mean, look at the success of the Switch. How do you top the success? If you make are you going to make a Switch 2? How do you do that? And what do you put in it? Are you going to put the power of a PlayStation 4 inside of it? No, because that's going to cost money. Mm-hmm. And we all know how Nintendo likes to make money right from the get-go on their systems, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, all I can see Nintendo doing for now is saying, "Hey, we've got the iPad model, right? Where they're like, hey, here's the new Switch, and all your old stuff works on it, but some of the new stuff might not work on your old one. Sucks for you."
Well, I think if they do clearly messaged hardware revisions, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
If they were to say, "Hey, we're going to do another big box," I guess, where it's just going to be for your TV only, and maybe some of those games will be playable on the Switch. You just have to clearly message that. It can't be. They can't snooker themselves the way they did with the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Where people didn't buy it because they're like, "Oh, it's just another it's a Wii, right? That's what that is." Yeah. And then and then all of a sudden GameStop has to be the great educator and no, this isn't another Wii. This is something they are. Yeah, because more often they're like, "No, this is dumb, don't buy it." Where you're getting pseudo educated via gamer snark. You don't need that. You need to put your best, clearest information forward and go with that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that first reveal of the Switch was so that commercial was stupid, but it got the point across of what this thing was, right? It was hey, look, here's this guy playing on his couch, and he slips the controllers out of the thing and puts them on the thing and takes it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was so deliberate. And that's clearly them saying, hey, we messed up talking about what the Wii U was, so here's a really deliberate commercial about what our new product is.
That's not us talking about what it does. It's us showing you what it does.
Yeah.
And to this point, I haven't had a roof deck party yet, but I'm working on it. That's the one thing I've not done with the Switch.
I mean, I've had a coffee table party with my sister and brother-in-law.
There you go.
So, that's close. It's close. We put the Switch on the coffee table and milked some cows and shook some cubes for 1-2 Switch. It was right when 1-2 Switch came out. It was interesting. It was the one and only time I played 1-2 Switch. I was trying to convince my brother-in-law to get a Switch.
And you're looking into the camera like you have fond memories of it. None of that sounds fun.
There's video of me fake milking a cow somewhere.
I remember seeing video of you playing 1-2 Switch and you not looking happy about it.
Yeah, and there's images of me eating a fake sandwich too.
That's the one I saw. Eating the fake sandwich. Okay, so I'm going to move on to Adam Mancini.
No, I'm not done. Just kidding. Let's move on.
God, you're a dick. Hello, fellow
rather be a
nerds.
dick than an ass.
That's true. Hello, fellow nerds, and thank you for all the awesome work you do. I started listening at episode 100, and I really am excited to hear the show every week. My question is, do you think too many game devs are focusing on making their games too big, like Red Dead and Assassin's Creed, instead of dense and intricate experiences, I'm inserting that, like Bloodborne? Love you guys and wish you all the success.
Thanks for wishing us all the success.
Yeah. I'll take some success.
You know what? I already feel successful because I get to do a podcast with my friends every Monday.
Word.
Yeah, buddy.
Who wants to take this one first?
I will.
Okay. Go ahead.
Remember, I woke up feeling dangerous today. So.
Obviously.
Uh-oh. Well, fucking Browns win a damn game and Corey's feeling dangerous.
It's the end times. I don't know how much longer I have. The Browns are winning. Time to have a beer for the first time in 10 years.
Insanity. Insanity.
Hey, man. I'm telling you. I'm just saying, every time the Browns win, I'm saying mark it in your calendars that I'm a Browns fan before they start being great.
All right.
It's only a matter of time before the Browns adopt the moniker the Insane Brown Posse. That'd be so good.
When they start winning and y'all win a Super Bowl, I'll be like, Corey was there first. If
the Browns go to the Super Bowl, I will sell my left testicle and my kidney to go.
I take them to the Super Bowl every day.
Yeah, well.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Right. No, the meme I've seen the most is Cleveland Browns Stadium with a toilet seat on it, and it said "Welcome to the Toilet Bowl."
Oh,
yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah,
seen that a lot.
Well, I think y'all are probably doing. Y'all are doing pretty good this year. It's not
the worst in the league. That's
our first 4 games were decided by a total of 13 points,
which is not bad. That's better than complete blowouts.
Yeah, but then we got blown out by the Chiefs and the Chargers, and the Steelers. So then our coach got fired.
That's sad.
2 of our coaches got fired. Anyways,
so
back
Adam's
to the question
to us is
well, like I think what, especially Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne do really well is create not only like an intricate world, but one that weaves into itself very well. It's literally like a giant maze, or like a giant, it's like one space that kind of interconnects itself, and it's really cool to explore a space like that. And Assassin's Creed, I don't really know about Red Dead because I haven't really played it, but the thing that Assassin's Creed does, it's such a huge world, right? But you can't really go in any of the buildings unless they're like mission driven, or they're open air buildings that you jump down into, right? There's not really like an underbelly to the city, so it's all kind of one layer unless you're going into the water and finding caverns in the water, but they're not very dense either. They're like 2 or 3 caverns that you go into and find stuff. And so, I like that, but at the same time, I think Bloodborne and Dark Souls are way more interesting, to the point where I would actually like to see some companies take that approach, more of an approach to that, and say, look, it's almost like a Die Hard effect, right? Where like, Die Hard kind of started in one building, and Die Hard 2 kind of took place in one building. But as the series goes on, it just goes like, now they're going all over the world, and I'm sure it'll take place in space wherever this next one's going. But I really think Bloodborne and Dark Souls worlds are more interesting just because it all interconnects with itself, instead of like a big landscape where there's markers all over the place. So that's just my take. But
yeah,
I wish companies would take more of an approach of making the world smaller but more dense. Like, I think Yakuza is a good example of someone taking a, the map isn't very big, but it's really dense, and you can do a lot of things within the map. Right? That's the other game I started too, is Yakuza Kiwami.
Okay.
Because it was free.
Okay.
And you can go in all these little buildings and play games or play pachinko or do those little machines. Like you can
karaoke too, right?
Yeah, you can do so much in such a small space that it makes the world feel more alive. When you take on this small space, which is what I'm really interested in. What Cyberpunk is going to do, because it seems like it's going to try to be both.
Yeah.
At some level, and like that kind of scares me a little bit, but we'll see.
Moose?
What do you guys think?
I want more
really
linear, intricate experiences than open world. When I hear and I see open world, I'm kind of like, ugh. I'm like, now it's just gonna mean that it's drawn out, and it takes, it's going to take me longer to explore everything, and I mean, some games that's not a problem, like Red Dead Redemption. It's not a problem that a game is big and has a lot to explore, but every game doesn't need to be that way. You don't have, when you're going through your checkboxes on what you want your game to be, you don't always have to check, large open world. Yeah. You know what I mean? Make it if you can make it a really good linear experience, then that's awesome. And I think a lot of players like those types of games because, as Corey was looking for a palate cleanser after, what was it, Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Some people look for linear games as a palate cleanser for open world games. They're like, all right, I just got, for example, just got done with, I don't know, someone gets done with Red Dead, they can roll into Hellblade if they haven't played it or something. They can be like, I just want the story to tell me where I'm going, what I'm doing, instead of me trying to search for hours over the entire map trying to figure out what's going on. So I think that's more welcome. I think that would be more welcomed. But
yeah, I think for me, Shadow of the Tomb Raider was it was that perfect kind of combination of open. It wasn't a completely open world, but it was a lot of open spaces that were pretty dense. You could find the challenge tombs or the crypts or secret passageways that you could find treasure chests and stuff. It did a lot of interesting things within the space. Yeah. And, which I really liked a lot. And that game, if you haven't played it and you're looking for a dense semi-open world with cool stuff, leading back to another space you've been, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it's real good. Also, you mentioned Hellblade. You should also play Hellblade.
I want to platinum it this year. Next year I'll do it.
It's a really easy platinum. You just have to get all the collectibles.
I think
finish the game.
You were saying that, and I've also heard that elsewhere, that if you just pay attention to that, you'll be able to do it in one playthrough.
Yeah, but I would recommend using a guide for the collectibles because there are missable ones and you can't go back.
Okay. So it'd have to be another playthrough.
Well, I mean, you can one playthrough. You're just gonna spoil the story. You'll spoil stuff for yourself. But the game isn't that long. It's only about 6 hours. So
that's not bad. Yeah.
I've actually been thinking about going back and playing it myself.
You need to platinum it. You need to platinum that. Spider-Man. And there's another platinum you need to finish.
I think I'm done with Spider-Man. I got my fill with Spider-Man, to be honest.
There's another platinum he needs to finish.
Bloodborne.
Yeah. It's in them Chalice dungeons.
I don't think too many game devs are focusing on making open world games, but I think it all depends on the context of the open world. I mean, we Red Dead was brought up. I think the context of Red Dead's open world is really good because it is a wide open Western where getting places requires effort. I think that's a good thing. And then through doing that effort, like things happen along the way, and that sort of clockwork, world around the player is an interesting thing. But when you get into games like Far Cry or yes, Assassin's Creed, a lot of times you have the open world map vomit, where it's just like a sea of icons and all of these things that you have to do are overwhelming.
Not even that. It's so, like you said, map vomit that you're like, I can't even see where I'm going or what I need to do.
I don't know where I am
on there. Yeah. It's not even that sometimes that it's so much on there to do. It's just I don't even know where the heck I am. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem.
Now, and that is not, that problem has not been eliminated in Red Dead either. However, I think the way that it requires you to get from one place to another, there's no real fast travel unless you have no bounties.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, you have to find the train stations, and then you can travel on the trains. But like that's also very limited. It's not like you can go, oh, I'm going to go from Horseshoe Overlook to Saint Denis because, yeah. But that's also like within the context of the Old West. Like you had to take the time to get from place to place. I'm not afraid of more open world games. I'm afraid of more bad open world games. I think Fallout's open world is really, really cool. Just because all of those environments are explorable. And through said exploration, you can learn stories about what happened there. I mean, Red Dead has some of that. Red Dead is definitely standing on the shoulders of giants. It's not Rockstar just reinventing things as they go. But like Spider-Man, for example, that is an open world game, but you can't go in anywhere unless you're supposed to, be it, the lab or a mission that takes place inside. But it's all about context. Now, do I like a good open world game? Hell yes, I do. I also think that games can be too dense, just because if you're going through a tiny thing, but you have to do so much, it gets boring. And games like the Souls series and Bloodborne, they tend to strike that balance real well. Always serve the game. Don't serve the specification. Because if you serve the specification, the specification is what your game becomes known for. And that's it. Like, for example, like look at Housemarque. They make fantastic twin stick shooters, bar none. However, that tends to be what their games get known for. Like they focus on making good twin stick shooter games. I mean, and then because they do that, they're like, oh yeah, it's Housemarque, good twin stick shooter. But then people forget that Outland is a really good platformer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I bring that back.
Yeah, there's a lot of PS3 indies that are sadly stuck on that system, and I'm not happy about it. But yeah, I'm not afraid of like I'm not afraid of a lot of open worlds, just as long as the worlds that I'm going to are different and not full of just busy work and uncontextual garbage. Like at least with Far Cry, sure, there's a lot to do, but going from place to place in Far Cry, you can get into some shenanigans, and that's been my favorite thing about the series since 2. Not everything is just, oh, you just walk here. Taking on those bases is not the same experience from base to base, no matter how clinical you think you are about it.
Yeah.
And context is a big important thing. Thank you for your question, Adam, and thank you for the wishes of success. And we hope you continue to listen and enjoy. Our final question touches on a very sad subject. Stan Lee, creator of the modern comic book as we know it, essentially, and known for making cameos in all movies about his intellectual properties, as well as Mallrats, as far as I know. He passed away. I know he's probably touched each of our lives in several different ways. My favorite hero for a long time was Spider-Man. He did create it. Lee Navarro of Phoenix Overdrive fame is asking us what our favorite Stan Lee cameo is.
Oh boy. I really think in Deadpool 1, he's in the strip club. He's the DJ in the strip club. That was pretty funny.
That was weird, yeah.
Yeah. But I think my favorite one was the first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, where he's the librarian with the headphones on, putting the books away, and there's this huge battle going on behind him, and he's just putting his books away, and he can't hear them because he has headphones on. Mm-hmm. That movie was not very good, but that cameo was great.
Awesome.
So that's probably my answer. Yeah.
I would go with the last cameo he was in that I've seen, and that would be Infinity Wars.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
I like that one a lot.
I liked his cameo in the Spider-Man game.
I haven't gotten that far yet either.
Ooh, that one was really good too. Yeah. Okay.
When I first played through it, I was like, oh, of course they have a dumb Stan Lee cameo in it. But then, when I played through it last night, just like blitzing the story, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm now I get this. Now I'm on board.
Yeah.
But also, I think his cameo in Mallrats is probably my favorite. Just because it was him explaining his ideas behind his comics to a hardcore comic fan, and saying, hey, it's not just about heroes, dude. These are people with genuine emotions and things going on in their lives. I appreciate that. So I would go with probably Mallrats as my favorite. Hopefully those answers are sufficient. What's your favorite cameo? Write us in. ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Cameos are cool.
Yeah. And you can also ask us any inane question you want, and we'll try and answer it to the best of our abilities. In fact, if you ask us a bunch of smart questions, you will see how stupid we really are.
Yeah.
So that's it for questions. I'm in lieu of doing 20 questions, I want to talk Game of the Year preparations. You guys interested?
Sure.
Nah.
Always down.
Okay. So
you don't run the show anyway, so let's go.
I know.
Yeah. This hasn't been your asylum for a long time. You let the lunatics in, we took over. So
it's fine.
Last year was I feel like we did Game of the Year really well last year. We did a bonus episode with community people, which I would love to do again. So anybody that happens to listen to this, and we'll probably announce it as we get closer to our Game of the Year time, which we haven't really nailed down. But I would like to do more of that. I'd also like to do maybe stuff with Platinum where we're all together doing Game of the Year. Same with if we can make it happen. I know, like with Platinum,
That would be an insanely long show because
it would be really long. Yeah,
we're gonna run our own list. So
yeah, and I know you guys will do that too. I know Pow Block will too. I know Arsenal X will too. But I also think
like 2 games for Arsenal X.
If let them have their 2 games.
No, I think we're doing 5 for Arsenal X and 5 for Pow Block, I think is what we decided.
Okay. I'd like to do that, but also like I trying to grapple with how unwieldy that could be it's a challenge. But I know that we had talked about in our chat the categories.
Mm-hmm.
The category episode is probably going to be where we have any sort of real significant discussion. Last year, our categories were most disappointing game, best old game, best combat, best controls. See, I took notes. Best DLC.
Matt took notes.
Best style. This is the only thing I ever take notes for. Best score, which is music. Best new character, best moment, best story, and best indie. Now, I feel like keeping all those is a no-brainer. I was wondering if there are any new categories you guys would want to add.
I don't know. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I know doing those will probably take up the full 2 hours that we usually record.
Yeah.
And like, if we do a bonus episode for Game of the Year stuff, like
I almost feel like it needs to be a bonus episode where it's not where we can try and record it on a weekend where we're free. And like we said, like invite our friends to join in, like we did last year.
Well, last year we did 3. We did the categories, the bonus, and then the actual Game of the Year. I was thinking doing that again.
Then we could do that. I mean, that's fine. That's actually, okay. Trying to cram it all into like one show would be insane. So like doing 3 separate shows and those being the topics.
And then we're going to put the Facebook and Twitter polls up again.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, your guys' all the audience's votes count towards Game of the Year as well. So,
yeah. I would add one category. Best boss fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is not one in that category.
I would add that. And I actually had a couple of other suggestions, but I'm foggy on them now because I didn't write them down. I mean, I didn't know if we wanted to do. I don't want to say like best developer, just because developer always. I mean, if they're usually only releasing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Maybe publisher.
Publisher's good. Publisher's good. But then I also feel like we only have 1 or 2 dogs in that fight too. But I mean, best boss fight will, because I mean, in a lot of these, there will be, if we continue to do this for a significant amount of years, which hopefully we do. I do realize that some categories will stay and some will go over the years,
or just rotate out for a little bit.
Yeah, like this one. Yeah. I thought there were enough boss fights that I liked this year that I would add that as a category. It doesn't necessarily have to be a permanent addition.
You know what else is fun? Game Informer usually does one where it's like biggest dork, like which is like the word, like they're the dumbest character of the year. Where it's just like a character that like is just annoying or whatever.
I've already got a winner for that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do too, but that's why I brought it up. That's the stupid main character from freaking Valkyria Chronicles 4.
That wasn't what I was thinking. So okay, do either of you have any strong objections to best boss fight?
No.
No, I like it. I like it.
Want to add biggest dork?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Biggest
Yeah,
dork
sounds
and
good.
best boss fight. 2 new characters added to the fray.
All right.
So, and then I'm gonna look at the calendar real quick just to see when we can at least nail down a date while we're here.
Nail it down.
Yeah. So, the last Monday in December is the 31st.
New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Do we want
Yeah.
to do it then?
I mean, I feel like we could, but we'd have to.
There'd have to be a lot.
I mean, holidays fall on Mondays this year because Christmas Eve is on.
Yeah, Christmas Eve is on Monday too. I can't commit. I could probably commit to Christmas Eve, but I cannot commit to New Year's Eve without having a talk with the
Zero.
partner. So
I mean, we could always record.
Christmas Eve I probably could not do.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
At
I probably couldn't
all.
do Christmas Eve either.
So I would have to talk
I mean,
with
we could take 2 weeks, or we could record 2 episodes for like 2 weeks.
we could also just do the we could just do the 3 weeks leading up to that and then be like, take Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that, and we can maybe record like bonus stuff at another time and then drop those in those slots. You know what I mean? Like that could be something that we do.
I'd be cool with that.
Just be like, we could do like a favorite Christmas memory, like, like whatever, like video game related or something.
And even like
what was your favorite
Christmas?
Christmas present that was video game related?
We could cut it. It would almost be like a B-side type episode where it'd be like literally like 30 minutes or something.
And we could have the viewers and listeners write in and give us theirs, and we'll just read them on the show and have a good time discussing, something like that for like maybe Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve. I don't know. Let's do something insane.
Yeah.
Crazy. I might not have a problem making it for New Year's Eve. So we could check.
Honestly, New Year's Eve, I probably wouldn't have a problem missing it either, or getting out there either, because the baby's got to go to bed at like 8:30.
Yeah, like
to work at home.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I know Christmas Eve. Like for me, like I don't have family here, so I'm not going somewhere for family. And Reba's Jewish, so
yeah.
Same.
So yeah.
Corey's like,
yeah. The only thing is, we usually go to like
your family,
my family stuff,
exactly.
But I don't know if we're doing it New Year's Eve or New Year's Day is the problem.
Okay.
So I mean, once I figure that out, I can let you guys know. But
yeah. So okay. So we will table the game of the year date discussion. We'll probably figure that out in chat. But yeah, lots of Mondays. That's weird.
freaking Monday holidays.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with it.
Right. I have 2 4-day weekends in a row, so that's fine, and I get paid for them.
Nice. I've got the week of Christmas off, so that would be nice.
I've got. Yeah, I work. Never mind. I can't do Christmas Eve. I already know I can't because I got to be to work early.
Same.
That day.
Well, jobs.
Damn, dude, it's cold.
Well, no, it's the beauty of working overnight. Then
it's the beauty of having a job, too, right?
Jobs. Am I
right? Yeah. Sorry, you're having a rough time of it, Moose.
It's all good.
I mean, look, we've watched you go through this and survive before.
It'll happen again.
We have nothing but the utmost faith in you. And if you need anything, let us know.
I have zero faith in you, Moon. You just suck it up and do it.
That's already not true because you're like, hey, you want to run the PlayStation show?
Yeah, that's true. Now I don't even run that. So
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Zero faith.
I'm so glad we do this every Monday.
I can't believe you found a schmuck to run it for you.
See,
Jason.
Don't call him a schmuck.
Silly Marshall.
What a sucker.
Awesome.
That's cold.
Yeah.
Straight up cold.
I'm just kidding.
So since we still have time, are there any games you guys haven't played that you still want to for Game of the Year?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I have a ton.
Cried out loud.
I
Yes.
downloaded a bunch of indies that I thought I wasn't going to want to play, and now I want to play them all.
What'd you download?
Like Gardens Between, I want to finish.
Okay.
Messenger, I want to finish. Yoku's Island Express, I want to finish.
Oh, Yoku's Island Express is so good.
What else did I download? I downloaded a bunch the other day. And they are all Iconoclast, I want to finish.
Iconoclast is really good.
Is freaking amazing. Like, no joke, man. If you guys have not picked up Iconoclast, buy it. It's a good one.
Moose talked about it day one.
Yeah, but it was PS4. I was waiting for the Switch version. I want to play in bed, son.
You know what? You know what game I want to play before the end of the year for sure?
Spelunky.
Moonlighter.
I was gonna say that's what your wife's for, but look where it got you.
Ba-dum-bum.
Now you got a little kid running around.
Sucks to suck.
Although she's a cutie, so.
Oh God, Riley's adorable.
She's
so adorable.
She's all right.
But yeah, no, Moonlighter is a game that I want to spend some time.
Yes.
Isn't that out on Switch now too?
Yes.
It is.
Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
Isn't that the game where you play the shopkeeper and it like in an RPG, and then when it's nighttime, you go into the dungeons to collect the stuff that the people are gonna buy
Yep.
from you?
Yep.
What a dumb concept for a game that works.
Yeah, it's like, how come no one's done this?
Yeah.
It's real.
Death Gambit. I need to play more of that. I guess more of games that I haven't played. I want to play. I know it didn't come out this year, but Divinity Original Sin 2 on the PS4. So I want to play some of that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question now that we've kind of discussed what we want to keep playing or what we want to play before Game of the Year. What games are you looking forward to next year? Like early on, because like
Sekiro.
I asked this question because we did a watch along for the XO event that was last week or this past weekend or whatever for Arsenal X, and like they showed some pretty cool games there, and like they're all going to be multi-platform. So before you go and make fun of me, this says Xbox has no games. They showed a lot that I'm like super interested in, including Crackdown 3. That multiplayer mode looks freaking cool.
Did they make that look good finally?
Yeah, man. And I know like they get you really hyped up because Terry Crews is freaking awesome.
Yeah,
it's funny because
Terry Crews is freaking awesome.
Because regular Terry Crews walks into his apartment after like working out or something, and he opens his fridge to get something to drink, and the character he plays in Crackdown is hiding in his refrigerator. So it's like fake Terry Crews yelling at real Terry Crews, and they're just fighting back and forth, and it's really awesome.
Where's Old Spice Terry Crews?
I don't know. He got replaced by the smaller, dopier black guy that is also a centaur.
He goes into the bathroom, opens his medicine cabinet, and double sun power!
Yeah, those were good.
But Anthem looks cool. There's this game that I wanted to play that's on Xbox Game Pass now called Thief of Thieves. It's like an adventure game. It looks really cool. It's kind of got like this cel shaded art style. It's an episodic game. I think it's on PS4 now too. But it looks really cool.
Interesting. Thief of Thieves.
Yeah. And then there's a new game coming out early next year by the some of the old BioShock and BioShock Infinite teams. It kind of looks like Borderlands, but if they place Borderlands in a BioShock universe.
Interesting.
That makes
All
sense.
right.
Looks kind of cool.
I think.
Would you kindly tell me the name of this game?
I would like to tell you, but I forget because we watched this thing at 2:00 in the morning and I was falling asleep in the chair.
There is a game that just came out, I think, this past week from Swery, actually.
Oh, yeah. The
Missing, and then it's like JJ something.
Yeah. And
the game looks good. It looks anime as all get out, though. I like Swery.
Probably is.
Swery. I wish I wasn't stuck on a platform that didn't get a lot of Swery's games.
Yeah. Well, we all know what happened to his last game.
Yeah, it didn't do too well.
No.
Who? I don't even know who we're talking
about. Swery, he did.
Suck, doesn't it, Moose? Keep up.
Deadly Premonition on Xbox One, was it?
The original Xbox. Then it came to,
and it was like it was a Kinect game too, right?
Yeah. Swery's new game is called The Good Life.
No, he did another one that's already out. It's called The Missing.
Okay. My interest in that game is missing.
Obviously, along with your talent for comedy.
Oh.
So if we're talking games next year, out of the gate, Sekiro. Looking forward to Division 2. I mean, I know the first one still did well and was received well, but there was a lot of improving that they could do with it. So hopefully they are able to do that in the sequel for next year.
This is the Division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Division 2, yes. So
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm pumped. So I'll probably be picking that up and playing that.
Another game I almost platinumed. So that would have been my first platinum if that second update didn't eat my save.
He was on the trajectory, ladies.
I was. I only need 2 more trophies, but the problem is those trophies take 40 to 50 hours to get.
What do you have to do?
Get all the collectibles, and there's something else that I had to do. Oh, I had to run the incursion, the first incursion.
Okay.
What about you killed all the rogues?
20 rogues?
Yeah, we kind of cheesed that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we kind of got into the same instance as our friends, and we kind of like cheesed it. So
cool.
They would shoot us, and we would just kill them.
Word.
That's always fun. Looking forward to Days Gone. That'll be coming out next year, April 25th.
I'm gonna keep watching for Days Gone. I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah.
For that one.
I'm really excited for Anthem.
I'm not.
I don't care about you. I'm talking about
me.
I'm excited. Like, the way people are like, when I've seen Anthem, I've not been interested. But when I've heard people talk about Anthem, I'm like, why? What are they talking about that I missed? Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah. They just released another like hour-long video of like exploring the world, the monsters. They showed a boss fight. They showed like whatever their versions of a strike is, like a Destiny strike. Like they showed all that stuff, and they're working on. I guess they're gonna have like raids and stuff too, but they want to keep that a secret until after launch because you don't want to spoil like your biggest thing.
True.
Which is the same thing that Destiny does. So it's like people are complaining like, "Oh, you just don't want to show it because it sucks," and they're like, "No, it's just how it works." Destiny.
Then how come when you show it, the raid actually sucks?
People, man.
I'm just kidding.
Neo 2?
As
Some
someone
people
who
can
has
just choke on a fat one.
Yeah, as someone who has only fallen asleep during a raid but still completed it, I should not talk about Destiny.
But Matt, you're such an integral part to our success in that raid.
Everyone's like, why is that guy sitting in the middle of the arena on his knee? I'm with you.
I found that screenshot the other day, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Because they store your screenshots in PlayStation Messenger now. And Ray sent it to me after we were done doing it. Yeah. And I just found it the other day. It was really funny. I was like, oh, yeah, I always forget. Matt actually tried to play Destiny at one point in his life.
Yeah, I tried. But no, I'm with you there, Moose. Neo 2. Yeah, Neo 1's fucking amazing.
And whatchamacallit, Ghost of Tsushima will probably be out next year.
I don't think that's coming out next year.
You don't think it's coming out next year?
Nope.
No.
Why not?
I'm actually thinking a lot of the big four from that Sony's been talking about for the past couple of years. I won't be shocked if they are PS5. I will not be shocked.
I think Death Stranding is going to be at least a cross-gen.
Yeah. I think they're just going to make the PS5 backwards compatible, and it won't matter.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then they can just do, oh, hey, here's a patch to make it run better on your PS5.
Yeah.
They'd be stupid to not make it backwards compatible. But I think Ghost, I think Last of Us 2 will be PS4, but like on the tail end, I feel like Last of Us 2 will be the swan song for the PS4, kind of like it was for the like Last of Us was for the PlayStation 3. Because I think it came out on PlayStation 3 like that March or May or something. And then like that fall, the PS4 launched. So
yeah,
I could see that being its swan song. And Death Stranding, if it makes it out on the system, awesome. If not, hey Hideo, like freaking push it to the next console generation if you need to. Don't rush your game. Just make a good game.
Yep.
That's what I say. But anyways,
I'm excited for Luigi's Mansion 3 also.
That'll be cool. I've never got to play Luigi's Mansion, so if they make it available somehow,
well, guess Switch, what? They just remade it for 3DS. You could go buy a 3DS and play the original Luigi's Mansion.
No, I'm good.
Trade in that Vita.
I could trade in that Switch. I'm just kidding. No, I ain't trading my Vita. I get trophies on there.
Rage 2 looks cool too. I'm looking at Game Informer's 2019 list. Fire Emblem. That's the game I'm really excited for. That and Gears 5.
Rage 2. If Rage 2 had co-op, I'd be all over that.
I know.
But since it's single player, I'll wait for a sale.
Rage 2 co-op.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's just insanity. I think that's insanity, really.
Oh, man. I thought we were going to have a new game to play for squad goals since we're playing a whole bunch of old games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you should play for squad goals?
Helldivers.
Hitman 2.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
It's not multi. Is it multiplayer?
Well, we could do the first Hitman because it's on Game Pass.
And you could play Helldivers.
Could. Nobody ever wants to play games with me. Too busy sleeping or working. Jerks.
It's about time to go before I get piling up in here.
Come on, Moose. I'm feeling dangerous.
Let that voice keep getting louder and louder. You'll be living dangerous.
The Browns won. I feel dangerous.
Jesus Christ.
That's the best.
God.
Email the show at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com and let us know why you listen to this show. Or why you stopped listening. Either one's fine.
Because the Browns won again.
Browns won. I feel like dangerous. Not listening to NGR radio anymore. Okay, yeah, we're gonna call it there. That has been episode 121 of Nerds Gone Rogue. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me on social media at @infinite_rewind everywhere that I want to be. If it's infinite_rewind talking to you about something that you're not really comfortable with, it's probably not me. Or maybe
might be me.
Or maybe Matt makes you just feel uncomfortable.
Fair. Yeah, you can find me on Twitch every weekday in the morning, streaming Spelunky for a half hour until I beat Yama, and then once I beat Yama, I will play something else.
No, it won't.
Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Svhenn, SCHENN, PlayStation, also Twitter and Instagram, and Twitch. I've been streaming lately, so been lurking out there, watching some favorites play Bloodborne, doing those crazy runs, and just being like, I thought I loved this game, but apparently not as much as these people.
Nope.
So, well, maybe not love it as much, but like not as good at it as some people are.
Get good, Moose.
Anyways, you can listen to me, Jason Marshall, and Jeff Glasson talk about the PlayStation platform on Nerds Gone Platinum. You can email us at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at ng_platinum. We record every Tuesday night around 9-ish, and it goes up Thursday sometime. And we've got Misadventures with Moose on Thursdays. No, Wednesdays. On Wednesdays. Platinum Plays is on Tuesdays. No. God, man. We've got too much stuff.
You're doing a great job running this channel, Moose.
We've got too much, man. Got too much. Well, no, because what threw me off is Jason's his misadventures, or his vacation on Pandora is going up on Mondays. So we're gonna have something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
So the easy way to do this is go to youtube.com.
Just go to YouTube. Yeah.
Search Nerds Gone Platinum, and you're gonna find something new there every day. Subscribe so it tells you what's there.
Yeah.
And then and then get yourself a PlayStation if you don't have one. All four of you, and then interact with those guys. They're good people. They're good.
Yeah.
People.
There's only 4 of y'all left.
Yeah.
So.
And Corey, before you take us home, I just want to say I like it when Moose starts his little plug.
Sometimes I just want to say, just find me at Svhenn. And
he's like that's Svhenn. Like, what have I done with myself? Like, I regret everything.
What's really funny, and I just like to keep it going, is the ongoing joke that I could just write shit down and we'd be all right. But I just like to keep it going.
I could too, but the only thing I write down is
send you
once
some
a
pens?
year.
I don't use pens. I don't have any paper in the house.
Doesn't have paper.
You got a smartphone.
Jeez.
I didn't say I didn't have a smartphone. He said he was going to send me pens to write it down. I said I don't have any paper.
You got arm space, right? You got your arm.
It's already covered by stuff.
I got that Skyrim tattoo, son.
It's already got stuff on it. So.
I'm saving these notes for later.
We'll write it in dragon language then. Just get it tattooed on there.
Corey, take us home.
You can find me at CoreyNHD86 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Twitch at CoreyNHD. And you can find me on Nintendo Pow Block, which is our Nintendo show. Come subscribe. We're 22 subscribers away from getting that sweet URL. It'd be sweet if you could just, even if you don't care about Nintendo, just help. Get it. Get it. We're also giving away Diablo 3. And Pokemon Let's Go for Nintendo Switch. So
which one
you can subscribe. It's winner's choice.
Okay.
They're getting it digitally, so it's their choice. But yeah, you can email the way you can win is you come subscribe to the YouTube channel and email us a question about Nintendo stuff that we will answer on the show. So far, I'm pretty sure the front runner right now is Todd Oxtra for Diablo 3 because he almost had me and Ed fist fighting each other. And the only reason why we didn't is because
you don't live in the same place.
Yeah. So
I like that. I like that Todd has pitted you two against each other.
Man, it was the same question Deshaun wrote in about the Metroid stuff, but
that's funny.
Yeah, if you subscribe and email us a question for the show, you will automatically be entered. And don't be one of the people one of the 11 people who have emailed us that says, I subscribe, do I win? It's not a question. Don't be that guy.
or those guys.
So yeah.
So,
or those people, because women can be mean too.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Women can be mean.
I literally got an email yesterday that said, I subbed, do I win? Like, that's literally what the email said.
That's funny.
And then somebody just sent me an email screen capturing that they subscribed to the YouTube channel. Like, that was all that was in the email, was a screen capture. So I sent him a snarky email. I said, great, you're halfway there. Please remember to email a question to the show to complete your entry. Thanks for subscribing.
By the way, you're supposed to read this in radio announcer voice.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Sometimes when people email Nintendo Padlock, I'm just a dick back because they don't know how to email.
They don't know how.
They don't know how to follow direction.
No,
it's literally in the description of every episode. The entry, like how to enter. But anyways, yeah, you can find Nintendo Padlock on Tuesdays on your podcast service of choice, and we're working on trying to switch around some RSS feeds to get all the shows on Spotify and iHeartRadio and stuff. So yeah. But anyways, thank you for watching Nerds Gone Rogue episode 121. Comes out every Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's some cool stuff going up soon, I think. I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you.
Last week's show went up today. That's cool.
That's true. All the shows always go up on time. Most of the time. All the time. Bam!
60% of the time, we're on time every time.
Yeah! And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, we love you.
Yeah.
Banana and out.
Ouch.
You're welcome.
Oh, maybe not. What happens when you have a Matt and a Corey have sex? You get a moose with a goatee, a backwards hat, and sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yep. That is us.
Yeah. This has been your lesson in genetics.
Science.
Science, mother truckers.
Okay, so since it's 8:45, I'm calling it no B-side tonight. We'll do B-sides another time. But they will be back.
Jesus.
Actually, I should, before we get started, I should probably pull up the chat.
Ooh, 2 new subs on Nintendo Padlock. Nice.
Cool.
Where you all at?
78. Just wait till that Diablo 3 quick look goes up a week and a half late. That'll pull in at least one more. Oh, what's this? This is a random video that just popped up in my feed.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Look at this idiot that doesn't know how to play Diablo. Why do you choose a girl wizard? Noob.
I kind of feel like anybody that shows up to watch my Spelunky stream but doesn't announce themselves as Svhenn is looking at it going, "Oh look, this idiot doesn't know how to play Spelunky."
I watch though.
You do,
dude. Like, so the only thing I don't like about Twitch is the fact that it takes a while for it to like register you're on. So I think you're playing for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I
maybe
never
20.
get a notification until it's like 12:30, and when I go to click on it to watch it during my break
He's
at work,
done.
it's like
He's done.
this user has logged offline for the
Yeah.
day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bah!
Well, you can watch the video. Like it's
I don't
still
care
there.
what you can and can't do, Matt.
I'm just saying.
It's more fun when it's live.
Like I see, so like it's weird to me because like you can watch a streamer, but you can't hit your refresh to like refresh your list of who's streaming. So like they need to add that type of feature where like you could just go click like a refresh on your tab for your browser and just click it and then you could be like, oh hey, Matt's on streaming, boom. I pop on over and chat with him for a while. And sometimes bounce back and forth. But you know. As what it is.
As quick look. NPBQL Diablo 3 001.
Yeah, buddy.
That's how I save my JPEGs, bro.
File name, son.
Word, no spaces.
Get your shit together.
Okay.
No spaces.
All right, you ready?
Spaces. I got to figure out what my catchphrase is going to be today. Okay. I got it. You know why? Because it's Victory Monday. Woo! My wife's going to come out here and be like, shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Do you not know we're trying to get a baby to sleep?
I just heard her.
She's like, what are you doing? She's next time you do it, she's gonna actually come at you with a knife.
She might.
Shut up.
Forget Baker Mayfield. Forget Chubb. Forget the Browns. We've got a daughter that's asleep.
She's not asleep yet.
And you're not helping. All right, we ready?
Yep.
Can we start?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.